Not to mention all the people. Joseph Stalin was a master at mass murder. And tell me exactly how. See, this is how crazy these people are, and the media has become. They'll say outlandish, and I'm hoping this is a good thing. I'm thinking it's a good thing. I'm thinking that unless you are a drunk imbecile, not just an imbecile, but a drunk imbecile, you're going to see this. You see the stuff that you see all the time, and rather than saying, yeah, they're right, dude, yeah, pass it, pass, here, pass, they're going to realize this is insane. And possibly, well, they probably won't vote for Trump, but maybe they just won't vote at all. And if that be the case, that's just as good. I'm good with that.
Well, it really doesn't matter because CNN's ratings are so far down. The only people they're talking to now is a small minority of crazy people that believe everything they say anyway. So it's kind of a moot point.
Probably so. You got a point there. Hey, look here. Did you go to college?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you went to college, did you have women in your classes?
Pretty sure. If not, I made out with a lot of guys.
I know I had women in my classes because a lot of them I found very distracting. Minorities by chance?
Yes, I had minorities. I live in California. Come on now.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I live in South Alabama, so I did as well. Did they have any more difficulty than you did in the classes?
Some of them did, yes.
But was it...
Some white people did, too. Just stupid people.
Yeah, yeah.
That shouldn't have been there in the first place. How they got in, I have no idea.
So as far as, the same. You had white kids that weren't the brightest, but they were in class. And you had black kids, Hispanic kids, whatever. Yeah, well, Stanford isn't looking at things the same way you and I are looking at them. Mm-hmm. Stanford launches physics course for underrepresented minority students.
Oh, this is great because it goes along with something I have later. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's stupid.
According to a university press release, Stanford will be offering a physics course for minority students. The course is designed to compensate for educational disadvantages that some students may have had prior to enrollment at Stanford. The course, which is called Physics 41E, E is an echo, is identical to the Stanford Physics Department's mechanics course. However, this version of the course will provide support for students who did not receive adequate preparation from their high school.
Well, then they should not be in college.
Here's the way I look at it.
That's why you take college prep classes, or if you don't, you go to 13th grade in a junior college until you're caught up to speed.
You have a point there. But what drives me, didn't receive adequate preparation from their high school. So they're blaming it on the high school. Okay, fine. Okay, blame it on the high school. I know that I did not go to a top-notch high school. Okay, it's just known. I didn't. Right? But I happen to be lily-ass white.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the darker folks, whether they're black, Latino, we had some Iranians in class, as a matter of fact. They're very smart kids, by the way. Did the color make any difference? If you're going to blame it on the high school, why are you looking at the minority groups? I mean, if you're going to be really fair about this, which they're not looking to be fair. They're looking to put Whitey down and everybody else up. Okay, but if you want to be fair about it, you should say everybody. Okay, we got a list of the high schools. Okay, these guys, these high schools were very smart kids, so they don't get to go 41E route. Okay, down here, okay, these kids went to South Alabama high schools. Okay, they all get to take the cheap way out. We're going to spoon feed these kids, no matter what color they are. Okay, but they're talking about minorities, and that kind of irks me.
Well, yeah, because if obviously there were other kids in that school, in that high school, that were smart enough to go to the regular class. So if they're blaming the high school, it should be all the kids should be that stupid because it's just bad teaching at that high school.
That's what I'm talking about. But that's not the way they're looking at it. Stanford, well, it's not just Stanford. It's all the academia and everybody else, It's about color. everything's about color. And that's kind of crazy. If you're talking about, see, because they're talking about racism, everything's racism, or Article 20, or an article, but Amendment 25. You know, that's what it's all about nowadays, because that Russia collusion, that's out. They don't even mention it. They will not mention that because they know they are wrong. So if they mention it again, they have to say, well, we were wrong. So they move on to the next thing, which is Trump's crazy. Amendment 25, we got to get his ass out of there. And by the way, he's racist. And by the way, I forgot to pull up that other article where Robert O'Rourke is saying that there's systemic racism throughout the country. White supremacy created this country. But this right here plays into it too. If you're not white, you're too stupid. That's what they're saying. They're saying this.
Well,
they're saying if you're not white, you're too stupid to understand physics, so we're going to give you a mechanics course and we'll spoon feed you, and then we'll say, okay, you did great on physics.
Well, yeah, and really it's sad that if you are a minority that you would just listen to this and go, oh, okay, I'm getting a good deal. I have to take the easy class. What they should be saying is, wait a second, you taught me poorly in high school, so why don't you go back and fix the high schools? So you don't have to do this end around to get kids through college. How about we fix the actual problem?
They're not going to do that because, again, they'll have to admit that they were stupid themselves. Now, if I were the father, if I were a black father, and my son said, well, this is what they're going to offer me in college, my black ass would be marched up in that university's face and try and make them tell me why they think my kid's stupid because he is not white. And that's what it boils down to. And I wish every black, Latino, everybody who's not lily white, their kids get this opportunity to do this.
Except for the Asians. They're all smart.
Yeah, Asians will never do that. You know, that's why I didn't mention Asian. If they would do that, I would be so happy. Storm those universities, storm Stanford.
Well, it'd finally be a step in the right direction rather than listening to, them constantly try to pull the minorities down rather than actually raising them up and saying, hey, let's fix this problem.
Never do it. They have to have people that they can say, these people need help. They're oppressed. My gosh, look at them. Can't you tell they're oppressed? They can't pull themselves up. Bet you they could if you get out of their stupid way, you moron. But now let's go back to politics, because my gosh, we could do a show every day of just politics. Representative Rashida Tlaib, a Democrat of Michigan, declared that President Trump is afraid of colored women. Did you know that? Trump is afraid of colored women?
Sure, I guess. Okay. Well,
actually, I kind of contracted that. It's women of color.
Oh, that's right, because it's not colored women anymore. It's women of color.
Yeah, because there's different shades of color. But unless you're white, then if you're white, then you're just white.
Racist.
Even though you're not really white. But yeah, this is an interview with The Guardian.
Does she happen to mention why she claims this, or is she just claiming it?
They never tell you why they're claiming that. In an interview, and by the way, all my articles are from Breitbart. Go figure. He's afraid of women of color in an interview with The Guardian following the fallout from her decision to refrain from seeing her grandmother after Israel granted her permission to do so. Why anybody's going to take her seriously after that, I have no idea. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, she's a big-wig politician now and makes tons of money. Why didn't she fly her grandmother over here?
Well, you got a point. Well, can she come over here? Well, of course. She can go through the South Alley. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, if she goes through the South Alley, makes it over the fence of the Rio Grande, she can stay here forever.
And she'll get a check.
Yeah. So, anyway, Tlaib spoke to The Guardian following the drama that unfolded this month after Israel initially barred her from entry to the country due to the ongoing support for the BDS, which is Boycott, Divest, and Sanction Israel, BDS movement. The Minnesota lawmaker reportedly wrote a letter addressed to Israel. Let's cut to the chase where she says something stupid.
It's pretty much every time she opens her mouth.
Yeah. It's been very clear to me, especially this week, that he's afraid of us. She told The Guardian. He's afraid of women of color because we're not afraid of him, and we're not afraid to speak up and say, stupid things, and say what we have, a white supremacist in the White House who has a hate agenda. He has a hate agenda. Did you know that?
That's what people say who are beaten. Oh, you're just afraid of us.
He's afraid because we have a real agenda for the American people. She admitted, although it remains unclear what exactly the agenda entails. Given the squad members' propensity to veer from standard political issues instead of repeating talking points embraced by the woke social justice warriors.
She says, well, I have an agenda for the American people, but not the Jews, not the Jews.
No, not kill the Jews. You've never heard this before, but this time we're really going to do it. Yeah, no, they never say why Trump is actually bad. They just call him names. He's a racist. He's this, that, and other. Yeah, he tweets too much. I agree with that. But exactly what's your agenda? Are we talking ovens?
Well, all right, here. I have not a question, more of a rhetorical question. I don't know how I'm going to word this, but okay, we got all these people. We got this psychiatrist saying Trump is going to kill more people than Mao and Hitler, and she's saying he's a racist in the White House, and all the Democrats and never-Trumpers, and they're just constantly piling on all this crap. Okay, well, down the street from my work is this homeless guy, and he stands on the corner and screams at cars that go by every day. And he says stuff like, the aliens have infiltrated the Mouseketeers, and stick a can on your head and call me a camel. I mean, and nobody pays attention to him because he's insane. So why do we extend a courtesy to these people who are insane and actually listen to them? Because they're all insane.
Actually, he has a point, because I always thought Annette Funicello was too beautiful to be human. Okay, so I'm more with him than these crazy Democrats.
Well, I guess that's a possibility because she was a cute girl. But, yeah, my point is nobody pays attention to the crazy people on the streets, so why do we pay attention to the crazy people on the news?
Because the news tells us to pay attention to these idiots. Because you know why? These people have a point to make, even though nobody knows what their point is, and Orange Man bad.
Well, that's true. That pretty much ends any argument. Hey, the Chicago Bears are better than the Rams. Oh, yeah? Well, Orange Man bad. Well, that's the end of that argument.
Well, darn. Now, my last thing I have right here, real quick, and I refuse to call this. He makes Barack Obama look macho. He damn sure makes Michelle, my bad. Sorry, not PC. He makes Michelle Obama look macho. But then again, that's not hard either, because Barack makes Michelle Obama look macho. But anyway, Robert O'Rourke, who has not a chance in hell of becoming president, is still plugging away, saying all kinds of stupid things. Now, he is saying, this is his little tweet, all countries have video games. I wish I could do the list, but, I can't say it because it's very politically incorrect. But you know who I'm talking about, the group of people who stereotypically lisp.
The gays?
Well, I'm happy. What do you got against gay people?
Oh, you're happy, all right.
Oh, you mean homosexuals?
Sure.
Oh, I'm not that. Okay, yeah. Anyway, all countries have video games. All countries struggle with mental health. All countries deal with hatred. But only America has more guns than human beings. To end this epidemic, we need mandatory buyback of all assault weapons in our country.
Well, he just ruined his own argument.
Well, what's that?
Well, we have more guns than people, yet we relatively ever have mass shootings.
Oh, you have a point. So you mean to tell me these guns are not killing people?
Well, no. It's the crazy people killing people. Because as I said, even in the beginning of our show, from another show I pulled that from, you have to be insane to want to go kill people. So for these people saying it's not mental instability that's causing this, yeah, it is.
Well, it's either that or sheer evil. Now, either way, I grant you they shouldn't have guns. But then again, could it be that we have a sociological problem?
Well, I think that factors into it. I think it's a lot of different things, but it ain't the guns.
Yeah.
Because if
I agree.
With his argument, that means we should be killing each other in the streets constantly.
My guns, you know what? He may have a point. That may be why I have my weapons locked up in a safe.
So they
don't know the combination.
So they can't get out and go kill people randomly?
Exactly. The only one I have that's out, so actually two, I have a handgun and I have a high-point carbine. Now, I think the high-point carbine is too heavy even for itself to get up and kill somebody.
Well, you know, I actually have a firearm on my nightstand right now, and I'm looking at it, and he looks like he might want to do something bad. He might just jump up and run out of here.
Well, you know, you can take the bullets out of it. It's kind of like taking testosterone out of Robert O'Rourke.
Oh,
he turns into this little female thing.
Those guns are crafty, though. They'll find bullets and put them in themselves.
Well, you know, that's something that Robert O'Rourke's not going to do, find testosterone.
Well, there you had it. You had the lisp. Testosterone.
Testosterone. And he's not going to find the White House either, so that should make everybody rest easy.
Oh, he's going to find some, all right. But never mind. I'm not going down that road.
Okay. Well, I think we just trashed Beto O'Rourke, so we can move on.
Well, is that everything you got?
That's all of the bullets in my revolver, sir.
All right. Well, we're running along, so I'll do this really fast.
Sorry.
I've talked about California and how much it sucks. Well, it still sucks. Here we have tons of homeless people everywhere. And what they're doing now is they're going around and opening up fire hydrants so they can bathe and wash their clothes and fill up pots and even fill up water balloons because they like to have water balloon fights since it's so hot in California right now and they have so much time on their hands.
Are they cleaning the streets?
With the fire hydrants?
Yeah, whatever it takes to wash the turds down the street.
Well, I guess that could be a pardon the pun, byproduct of this, but no, they're not. They're still crapping on the streets.
Oh.
So yeah, they're in fact, one of our news teams here, NBC4i, is like the investigative reporters or whatever. Well, they went around with a camera and watched all these people do this, and then went to the mayor and said, "Hey, these people are doing this," and he said, "Oh no, they're not." And they're like, "Well, but we have video. You want to see it?" So anyway, he just Mayor Garcetti in L.A. just had sort of a press conference thing about the homeless today. I wanted to read this really quick if this thing would get out of my way. Let's see. Mayor Eric Garcetti was inside the city's emergency operations center Monday discussing the growing homeless crisis in L.A. When the center is not being used during devastating earthquakes, floods, or fires, a permanent sign in big letters faces the room calling it the Unified Homelessness Response Center. All right. The mayor offered an accounting Monday of all the areas his administration is involved in to try to turn the tide of homelessness, the homeless crisis. He first mentioned the streets, stating clean teams, that's what these are called, are fanning out throughout the city, cleaning up garbage and hazardous waste. City Fire is using fast response units to carry paramedics to the homeless and deal with emergency medical issues. More beds are being added to provide temporary housing in the Bridge to Home program. More than 20 new homeless shelters are under construction, along with 10,000 new permanent housing units. This is good, too. Mayor Garcetti is calling on state legislators to pass a bill that would put a cap on rent hikes and provide eviction protection. Because what he's saying is he's claiming all these homeless people are because they can't afford to live in L.A. Well, first of all, it is expensive to live here, but that's not why these people are homeless. They're homeless because they're on drugs or they are mentally ill. Occasionally, there's a person that got kicked out of a place, didn't have anywhere else to go, but we have shelters for that, and that's usually where they go. These people don't want to be in shelters. He's also calling on the federal government to live up to its obligation to provide rental assistance through Section 8 housing program. Garcetti seems to hate Trump, but he sure wants money from him. Still with me? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you better believe it. I'm over here kind of getting irritated. I don't know if we do these so often because California's going to hell in a handbasket.
We're already there.
Well, what irritates me about it is because they went, if you see somebody going down a trail that's going to lead to a cliff and you're yelling at them, don't go down there, you're going to fall off a cliff. and then they throw you the end of a rope expecting you to grab hold of it as they're running towards the edges of a cliff. And that's what California is doing. They're going over the edge, and they expect every citizen in the rest of the country to pull them back up off the cliff.
Oh, no. It's better than that.
Really?
Yes. Okay. Eric Garcetti, okay, we got this homeless thing going. I mean, we just had a homeless woman the other day try to push a kid that was on the running team. He was a cross-country runner, and they usually run through the city to practice. He was on a bridge that was 3 stories high. She jumped him and tried to push him over. And we've had all kinds of stuff like that going on because these homeless people are just either whacked out on drugs or insane. So that's happening all the time. Eric Garcetti, 3 days ago, Friday, was on a tricycle.
The mayor's on a tricycle?
Yes. He was on a tricycle doing some kind of stunt thing just to make him look like he, I don't know, likes kids. I don't know. But he was on a tricycle, and the news was all over it. Oh, look at, he's so cute on his little tricycle and stuff. Okay, if we had a homeless crisis here and tons of other crises, why the hell are you on a tricycle?
Because he's too stupid to ride a bicycle.
Exactly. But no, the reason I said it gets better is because, now remember, if you ask him or any of the other Democrats, they'll say, no, L.A. is a liberal utopia. There's nothing wrong here that can't be fixed with more money if you give it to us. All right. He's been in office for, I believe, 5 years now, because I think it's a 6-year term. Guess what he ran on?
Fix homelessness?
Yes. He was going to fix, in his first year, he was going to fix the homeless problem. And so now he's standing out.
Well, he did. He's making everybody homeless.
Yes, I know. Yeah, well, I guess when everybody's homeless, no one's homeless. But no, right. He's standing out in front of the camera saying, well, if we just had some more of your money, I could actually fix this problem. No, you can't. You lied when you got into office. You're lying now. And why people keep voting for these idiots is just mind-boggling to me.
Look here, you already explained this one time, how California's not electoral, but your voting system, or whatever you call it, is rigged against anybody who's not a Democrat.
Oh, yeah. It is rigged. But I would think even the people that are on the rigged side would get so sick of living in filth, they would be like, all right, we got to do something different.
Well, it's like socialism. Socialism is for the people, not for the socialists. Okay, so they don't step up. I mean, think about Nancy Pelosi. 1 mile to her office, 1 mile the other way to her house. In between is filth. But she doesn't step in it. It doesn't front her.
Well, it's very true.
The filth is for the little people. Those little people that you have to say nice things to get reelected. Here's some homework for you. Okay, this Mayor Garcetti, who is a piece of crap. Why don't you find... Is there going to be anybody that's going to run against them? Because I don't believe the orange curtain's gone down. I really don't believe this. Okay, and I don't believe the rest of Los Angeles is lost their mind. Okay, find us the person that's going to run against him. Let all of us who listen to us to the show know who this guy is. So guess what? Money from if we're supposed to take American tax dollars and funnel it there to fix stupid, which irks me to no end, give us the candidate that's going to run against them, so maybe we can send money as individuals, which is how it ought to be, over to that candidate that can beat him, and we can be a part of making California great again.
Very true. If that candidate appears, I will definitely let you know.
Well, we would really appreciate it, because Los Angeles is part of California. California is part of America. That used to be the most beautiful part of America. It's gone to turds and streets, and we need to fix that. And the only way to fix it is to get those stinking Democrats out of office.
Yep. All right. I'm done with my rant.
Well, I could just carry on for another hour, but I'm sure we're pushing the 45-minute mark, so I better shut up. Look here. Sounds like California may be getting close to doomed. I think we can pull it out as Americans, but if not, what should we do?
Drink up.
Yeah, especially you, brother. Sorry to hear you having to go through that crap. Anyway, look here. Hope you enjoyed the show. We didn't have any funny stuff. Sorry, unless you want to laugh at my cracked ribs. And if you did, everybody else has, so I don't care. We're going to do this again next Monday, so take care. See you then. Bye.